long existence of the Covenant, there has only been one single race that has served as the hand of retribution for the religion. This race, as any other, is known for producing proud warriors with skill unlike any other. The elites, as the humans called them, were just that, soldiers of the utmost margin. Their skills, both on the battlefield and throughout the chilling vacuum of space, were the undoing to almost all of the Covenant's enemies. Hey guys, this is Chris here on HaloFollower, and after many years of waiting, here we are with the Halo lore of the elites.
By the rings, Arbiter. The counselors, are they
Murdered by the brutes.
vile, disloyal beasts? The prophets were fools to trust them.
The Sangheli, as the elites called themselves, originated on the world of Sanghelios. The Sangheli were also one of the founding races of the Covenant. This allowed them a certain air of superiority when compared to other races of the Covenant, as they naturally obtained a leader-like quality in their followers. However, just as the prophet followed the foreigners as their gods, the Sangheli fell in line with this belief. The only major difference was that the Sangheli felt that tampering with the relics of the foreigners to be disastrous, whereas the prophets felt entitled to the relics passed on from their gods, and wanted to use these gifts for their own prosperity and gain. This proved to be too much for the races to agree upon, resulting in a war that saw the elites suffering majorly at the hands of their technologically superior opponents. Instead of following the same tenets as they previously, the Sangheli had decided to recommission and reconstitute their own foreigner relics in order to survive. This collective understanding began what we know now as the Covenant. Both races began the shaky alliance by decommissioning the prophet's keyship as to signify the brotherhood the two societies would hold together.
This will save me from the storm, but you will be consumed.
Arbiter, where is he?
As the new allies to the prophets, it didn't take long for the weavers of the Great Journey to slither their way into the mental capacities of the elites, infecting them with the same religious fever as many of the other races that would come to serve the Covenant. Not wanting to be seen weak in this new partnership, the elites would become the prophet's bodyguard, assisting them as they searched for the holy rings, known as halos. This partnership would be one of great success and conquest, except when it came to one species in particular, humanity. While it was the prophets that ultimately declared war on mankind, it was the Sangheli who would actually bring the fight to the enemy. And while the conflict raged on, with Sangheli losses of life being in the very high range, it wasn't too difficult for some of the elites to begin questioning why the prophets were hell-bent on the genocide of mankind. While the elites could find many of their traits of the humans respectable, honorable, or even equal to their own, there would be an event that would just prove on how integral the Sangheli race was to the longevity of the Covenant. During the Great Schism, based on the actions of the Covenant High Council, the Sangheli race as a whole seceded from the Covenant. Others like the Ungoi and the Makagolo would follow suit as they had from the formation of the Covenant's earliest days. The Sangheli and their allies would fight to take down the treacherous Sanchiam and their brute protectors, and would extended the proverbial olive branch to humanity in an attempt to attack their common foe as an equal front. One Sangheli, known as the Arbiter Del Vadam, led a successful attack on the heart of the Covenant, resulting in the death of the Prophet of Truth. While this act should have dissolved the Covenant entirely, the elites want to get a chance to rest on their laurels, as they still needed to fight the parasite that had been ravaging the galaxy since the first Halo ring had been found. The greatest warriors of humanity and Sanghelios, the Master Chief and the Arbiter, respectfully, used the newly reconstructed Halo replacement ring to end the pressing threat that the Flood represented. However, only one warrior would get to return to their home after the conflict. As time went on, the Elvenam used his position as Arbiter, a title that gave him power on Sanghelios as well, to keep peace with the humans. This peace was not sudden, as it would take every ounce of strength that the Sangheli could muster to not fight among themselves. Some of the Sangheli still cried out for revenge for their brothers, as they could not simply put aside years and years of fighting.
Spartan Jameson Locke, UNSC. Captain Lasky sends his greetings, and thanks you for your cooperation.
Oni, out of the shadows. The spies announce themselves now, Agent Locke.
I'm a Spartan now, sir.
I know who you are. You were an agent when you volunteered to execute me.
I saved your life today.
With the Covenant leaders exiled into hiding, it didn't take long for the Sanghelios to break out into a full-on civil war. The major problem was that the elites were at a theological crisis as well as a societal one too. Not only had they lived their lives based on the vast and many resources that the Covenant could offer, but now many had even no purpose. The proposed peace with the humans flared many elites to just simply rebel against the Arbiter, and he quickly was outnumbered and surrounded, but would receive assistance from the UNSC Infinity, and the races would quell the rebellion almost as quickly as it had arisen.
Fire Team Osiris. The light is green.
While most of the Sangheli would follow the Arbiter, there were pockets of Covenant supporters like Joel Madam who would attempt to still serve the idealism that the Covenant supported, or at least some version of it. The answer to this was Swords of Sanghelios. This group of warriors would eventually go on to snuff out the remaining Covenant forces on the planet and assist the humans during the crisis involving the first contact with the Guardians. Well, that concludes our brief look into the history of the elites, but guys, it has taken many years to finally, for some reason, get around to making this video, and I can confidently say now that we have pretty much all the basics of the Halo lore. Be sure to check out our Halo lore playlist right on YouTube. It is on our channel page, or you can look at our playlist. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to watch all of our lore videos. There are tons about the Grunts, about the Lagolo, about Master Chief himself, a 35-minute mini movie. So we have tons of lore videos. Be sure to check that all out. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to drop this video a like if you ended up enjoying, and subscribe here on HaloFollower for plenty more of your Halo news, and you know what. Alright, see you guys next one. Bye.